Hey there, beautiful people. It is the middle of the week, and that means it's our design thinking arts and crafts time. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the basics of we're going to do a pop-up card is really what it is. Which is also the basis of a pop-up book. And so there's a lot of design thinking that goes into it. So let's get our materials together. So you're going to need some sort of writing utensil kind of thing. It could be a pen or a pencil, whatever it is, marker. You're going to need some glue. You're going to need some crayons if you have them. Again, if you don't, just use your colored pencil, your pencil or whatever to shade. You need a pair of scissors. You're going to need 1, 2, 3, get rid of those, pieces of paper to do this. Okay, and let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is take one of your pieces of paper and you're going to want to color it in. Now, if you have construction paper at home, feel free to use the construction paper and or colored paper and do that instead of coloring all the way through. But sometimes I just feel the need to crayon. I don't know what it is. There's something about crayoning. There's something about coloring. I don't know why they call it coloring. I like the idea of calling it a crayon. You know, like crayoning things. You know, if you're using a colored pencil, you're color penciling it. If you're markering it, you're marking it up. So why not crayoning it? I don't know. Random things my brain does when I get myself involved in projects like this. Plus, I don't want dead air time, so I'm just going to keep mumbling my way through. So if you don't like this, just feel free to keep an eye on the video and mute it so you don't have to hear my random musings as I go through. Hope you're all doing well. Okay, so that's my awesomely awful coloring. Okay, so once you've got your paper colored in, what we got to do is we have to fold it. We're going to do old school like fan folding. So you're going to flip it over to the opposite side and you're going to fold it over a bit like that. Try and be as even as you can. Make a nice neat crease. Fold in the opposite direction. Try to keep it even all the way through, and we're just going to keep repeating that process. It doesn't matter how thick or thin you make it. You know, don't go crazy thick. Don't go super thin. You go super thin, you're going to be doing this for a long time. You do this super thick, it's not going to look as good. So it doesn't matter if it's perfectly even, and hopefully if you did it right, which I did not, you end up with an even amount, but I'm a little off in my folding. Okay, once you have it where you want it, you want to fold it in half like so. And take your writing utensil and just give that piece a crease and give the edges a crease. This way they stay kind of flat. And you kind of want something that's going to look a little bit like that when it pops open. Okay, put that off to the side. Grab your next piece of paper. Okay, first thing is we are going to want to take this, I'm going to put it up along the edge because we're going to build off of this, okay? So we're going to make a shape that kind of looks like, and I'm going to start it near my corner just to save myself some space. I'm going to curve, I'm going to start wide at the bottom, and I'm going to curve up like this, and I'm going to curve up like this, and then I'm going to kind of make it a bulbously round piece like that. Okay, so it doesn't have to be fancy. If yours is bigger than that, that's fine. Then take the next color or your pencil and start coloring that in. This one is okay if you go outside the lines because we're going to trim along that edge. We're going to trim along those lines that we just drew in there. Okay, so we're going to go like this, and I'm going to color this little doodaddy shape in blue. Okay, I'm going to cut it out. Snippety, snippety. Hope you're all having a good week. I know I started to say that before, but then I stopped that part of the project I was on. You know, as always, I care about you deeply. I know all your teachers say that, and we all actually do truly care about you very, very deeply. I miss you terribly. I miss our classroom. I miss interacting with you and the craziness that can take place, or in some cases, the crazy stories that take place in this classroom. You all never cease to amaze me at the level of I can't even think of the good word, the crazy, the weird, the bizarre that you get yourselves into on a regular basis. Okay, so, I forgot. I have to color the other side. So, because it's going to come from both sides. So, I'm going to color the other side in both sides in like this. You know, some of the things, the stories and whatnot that you all just gave me a smile, made me shake my head, be like, okay then, let's keep making cardboard suits of armor. Here we go. But I really missed the chance to teach you all how to use power tools. They're all collecting dust right now. I feel very bad for them. They miss us greatly, but it's the way of the world sometimes. Okay, so now we got to glue. Okay, so we're gonna take our glue stick and we're gonna hit that edge on both sides with some glue. Don't glue it to your table like I was almost going to. And you want to glue this right side up into your project like so. Okay? So you want to glue it into that so that it'll be stuck inside the middle of your project. Okay? So like that. And then you're just going to sit that off to the side for 2 seconds while it's drying. Okay, now you're going to take back that same piece of paper. You're going to cut yourself a rectangle like this. Okay, you're going to take your rectangle, you're going to fold it in half. It does not have to be a perfect rectangle because we're just going to use the part that we cut in. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut like a cone shape. So we're going to start a little wide and we're going to come up. I totally cut that backwards, I just realized. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to cut ourselves a rectangle. I totally did that backwards. I apologize. Okay, let's fold that piece of paper in half again. I cut from the wrong side. I cut in the wrong direction. Okay, you want the wide part on this part. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw it out so you can see it. Okay, so we're going to start small, and we're going to go wide like this. I'm going to make it flat, and I'm going to come back around like that. And I realized also, I forgot to color it in. So I'm going to color this in green, this limey green color, and again, I want to make sure I do both sides. I can't see the other side. I'm going to color the other side after I cut it out. So I'm going to cut this way. As you can tell, I am not a pro at the arts and crafts these things. I like to dabble. I like to be creative. I like to try new stuff. This is actually the first time that I'm trying this project. Okay, now that I can see it, I'm going to color in the other half of this piece. Okay, I'm going to hit it with some glue. Don't go crazy with your glue. If you don't have a glue stick at home and you're using Elmer's, just use a tiny dab. Okay, this little doodad is going to get glued like this. Okay, so that you have this little triangle-y piece sticking off of the face. Yes, that's a face. Okay, and then now we're going to, where's my cap? Take our writing utensil. I'm going to give our little face an eye. And so my little eye is going to be sitting right here. And I darken that around weird. And I'm going to do this. I'm just going to darken it in because it bled all the way through. I'm going to darken it in on that side. Okay. So I have my eye on both sides. Hopefully you're starting to see what this is going to look like. This is a bird. Okay. Now I need to cut myself another rectangle out of this piece of paper. And I make this one bigger than I did last time. You'll see why in a second. Okay. Now fold it in half again. And we're going to draw some feet. Okay, and it doesn't have to be crazy. And the only reason we're drawing this one in half is we're actually going to cut all the way through and snip it in half. But this way we only have to do this one time, and we don't have to do this two. Actually, I'm going to do it from this side. So our feet are going to kind of look like this because they're bird feet. And so I'm just going to give my bird 3 toes like this, and another toe in this direction like this because they're bird feet. And I'm going to cut that out. And like I said, because I folded it in half, I will get 2 feet for the price of 1. So I only have to draw 1 foot, and then I will get 2 feet. But yes, I was, I expected all along that, the governor was going to close school. But, close school for the year. It's best for everybody. The regulations that they said we're going to have to put into place, like everyone's going to have to be 6 feet apart. Can you imagine sitting in a math class where you have to be 6 feet apart from everyone? There'll only be 3 people in the classroom. It'd be out of control. Teachers would have to teach like from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. trying to get all the students in there. It would just be insanity. Everyone would have to be wearing masks. The logistics behind it would just be out of control. So I am glad that hopefully you are all staying safe. Don't be like those people I saw on the news and having parties. Okay, so now I got feet. So I'm going to color my feet in. I've got 1 color left to do. I'm going to color them orange. Be safe out there, everybody. Okay, we're going to keep coloring this in. Orangey red feet. In hindsight, I probably should have just used a pen or a pencil to do all my outlining. This black marker is making it look funky, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to take these feet and push them off to the side. We're going to take all these scraps. I'm just going to throw them on the floor for the moment. I'll clean up later. Okay, now it's time for our book. So now we're going to take our piece of paper. We're going to fold our piece of paper in half, like so. And that is now our book. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to take our glue stick. We're going to run our glue stick down the side of our bird's feathers like this, and we're going to place it so that the crease and the crease end up together like that. Okay? Now I'm going to hit the glue stick on this other side, and I'm going to fold the book closed. Okay? I'm going to rub the glue on there so that shabloop, my birdie pops up in the air when I am done. Okay, check that out. Okay, but I didn't put his feet on, so I got to put his feet on. So let's glue his feet on real fast. So I'm going to hit this with a little bit of glue, and I'm going to give him some feet. I'm going to put 1 foot on that side, and I'm going to grab some glue. I'm going to hit this with some glue on the opposite side. And I'm going to hit him with some glue over there with his feet. And shaboom! I have a pop-up birdie right there. And his head kind of wobbles because my paper's kind of weak. But that's the way it goes. And that's it. So all you're going to do is now take a picture of what you did and post to Classroom. And hopefully you had a great time doing it. Thanks, everybody.